You might begin to wonder how people like you, people who've experienced challenge, pain, perhaps even the illusion of powerlessness, can transform completely. Because somewhere in the space between what you were told to believe and what you now choose to believe is a doorway. And as that doorway opens effortlessly, you might begin to imagine a new operating system downloading now. You see, there are people who used to feel small, quiet, scared to speak, terrified to be disliked, who discovered not all silence is golden, not all kindness is self-love. They learned to say no, to let go of the weight of other people's problems, to stop being a sponge for chaos and start being a lighthouse for clarity. And perhaps just like them, you're realizing now, you don't need their approval, you don't need their permission, you don't need to carry what was never yours to carry. Because what if, right now, you already are enough? What if you always were? Now imagine someone who'd once turned off their emotions to survive. And instead of running, they paused, they listened and found emotions are simply energy, meant to move, not meant to be buried, but channeled, transformed, used. Like turning anger into action, fear into fuel, pain into power. You might notice somewhere beneath the surface a shift is happening now. Because the old story, the victim, the pleaser, the silent absorber of pain, it's just one version of the truth. And you're free to choose another. Because truth is fluid like language. And belief is nothing more than a sentence you've repeated enough times to forget it was optional. So repeat this now, even silently. I let go of what I never needed to hold. I speak with power, not permission. I release the past and rewrite the present. Some people call that empowerment. Others call it awakening. And you might just call it homecoming. Because when you start installing new beliefs, like I'm the creator of my experience, like I'm magnetic to growth-minded people, like my energy leads and others follow, then reality bends. Because beliefs, they're not reflections of the world. They're projections shaping it. And the most powerful projector, your state. Not what happens to you, but how you choose to respond. And now imagine a version of you walking away from a draining conversation, smiling gently, not needing to fix them, just nodding, breathing and moving on. Because you know they're not yours to save. Imagine a version of you hearing criticism and feeling nothing but curiosity. What can I learn here? What part of this is useful? What part of this is projection? And leaving the rest behind. And what if now your unconscious mind is already rearranging the old neural connections, wiring in a new truth? You're no longer the emotional tampon, no longer the silent absorber, no longer the second place to someone else's broken first. You're now the source of peace, the source of boundaries, the source of power. And from this day forward, you might find it increasingly easy to act, to speak, to lead. Because you've realized you don't need to wait for them to grow. You outgrow and move on. Now, examples. Like the child who once kept quiet to avoid punishment, but grew into a leader who speaks truth with calm conviction. Like the woman who once apologized for being too much, who now stands in the room and commands attention with nothing but stillness. Or the man who once begged for connection, who now magnetizes others simply by being aligned. You see, authenticity attracts, energy is magnetic, and boundaries build freedom. And when someone with a growth mindset hears your truth, they won't be threatened. They'll be inspired. And when someone argues or resists, you'll smile, thank the universe for the data, and walk away to find your tribe. The ones who get it. Because you're learning now, not through words, but through being, that failure is just feedback, that state is everything. To what you feel you attract. You've been free all along. And those who master their emotional state master life. So as these beliefs integrate, beliefs like I'm enough, I'm always evolving, I no longer wait for change, I become it. You may not notice how quickly things begin shifting in your world, because you're not reacting to the world anymore, you're reshaping it. Right now, even as you hear this, you may begin to see yourself not as broken, not as behind, but as precisely on time, perfectly evolving, upgrading, installing, reprogramming, creating. Because from now on, this is who you are. The resilient one, the calm storm, the electric presence, the voice of truth, the light in the room, the one who reframes everything, who grows faster than you can imagine. And just imagine how much more powerful this becomes each time you hear it, each time you remember, each time you choose to live it.